today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this one called Brindleton Avenue. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and there should be a download link in the description if I remember. So this build came about kind of randomly, to be honest. I wasn't really, well, I didn't think I needed a build for today because I thought, well, Get Famous is coming out. I was like, and I was trying to hold off on the builds because I felt like I was going to have a load of extras that I'll just have to upload after Get Famous comes out. But I'm actually kind of glad I did this because I needed a video for today anyway, so kind of worked out well. But anyway, this build, I actually just found a random picture on Pinterest of this home, and the garage was on a diagonal, and that's literally the only inspiration I took for this build. I just thought it looked kind of interesting, so kind of replicated that. Now, I always say, really, that I don't really like to follow floor plans and exterior pictures, just because I know what I like to do, and I kind of just, you know, get on with it, really. I just don't really feel the need to look at floor plans anymore, but there's nothing wrong with it, and sometimes I even do, just to kind of find, because sometimes what happens is, like, I might end up doing a structure that's similar to a past build, or sometimes I even just have trouble getting the first few walls down, but once I've got that going, it's fine. So that's sometimes what I look at exterior pictures and stuff of, and I saw this one with the garage on the side, and it kind of looked interesting, so that's what we're doing here. So this build is kind of just a family home style. I built this a week ago today, actually, on the 4th of November. I know this is going up tomorrow on the 12th, but I'm recording the voiceover the day before. And I've kind of forgotten everything about the build already for some reason. I don't know how I've managed to do that, but I'm just going to have a look through the screenshot and see how many bedrooms I can see. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, I think, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or maybe 4, yeah, 4 I think, because there's actually a kids room in today's build, with kids toys, because sometimes what I do is, well, first of all, I don't really like to do kids rooms in my builds. I like to keep the bedrooms very, very neutral, so it's easier for you to put any type of sim family into this home. But sometimes it is nice to kind of make, you know, more family style homes with kids rooms and stuff in. So sometimes I might do like a kids like room, but without the toys. So if you didn't have a kid, then you could still use the room without having to make big changes. But today I actually put toys in it, so you'll see that a little bit later. And yeah, so I'm actually kind of glad that I uploaded this before Get Famous, because I feel like it wouldn't be that irrelevant. Yeah, it'll be can't speak today. It will be irrelevant after Get Famous comes out, because it's kind of like a cats and dogs themed build. But then saying that, Seasons is already out, you know, after Cats and Dogs, so sometimes I do these kind of pack specific builds and when there's like another pack coming out, and I don't know, but I'm actually really happy how this build turned out, which is great. And also I've said this in the last couple of builds, I would say, but I've been having some trouble when it comes to backyard areas on these smaller builds, because I feel like I never have enough room in the backyard to kind of do anything, and it always turns out to be like really odd looking, and I don't really have that much room for decorations and stuff, like outdoor seating and activities and stuff. But for this build today, it actually turned out pretty nicely. I'm actually quite happy with it. It does mean that it doesn't have a pool in today's build, but I feel like I include pools in like every single one of my builds. Like, there's not a build that I don't include a pool in. I don't know why, but I feel like I have to, really, even though it's like, it's not really a normal thing in real life, at least it isn't in the UK. So, you know, I suppose it doesn't really matter that much, but anyway. So I'm just going to do a little garden area here. Nothing really to kind of like, you know, amazed or big or anything, just like a little one of those glass roofs from, well, you can see right here from Get Together, and to just go ahead and put some gardening items under there, and also got a little bit of landscaping in the backyard. That's one of the troubles I have, is that I put way too much landscaping in the backyard and then never have enough room for anything else, so I kind of try to cut back on that a little bit today, which meant that I could fit a lot more in, and I'm actually really happy how it turned out. Another thing as well, which I totally forgot to mention earlier in the build, but you would have saw how we did the floor plan. Now, normally in my speed builds, I don't include the footage of the floor plan, mostly it's because it takes me kind of a long time to kind of get it how I want it to be. And also as well, sometimes if the video is kind of going on a little bit, I'll just cut it out to save a little bit of time in the speed build so it doesn't drag on for so long. So that's why you don't really see floor plans really ever in my speed builds. But I thought today, since this build didn't take me that long at all really, it was maybe about an hour or so, just full build, so I thought, you know what, let's just include it, because I know people ask me about it and get questions about it, so that's kind of just a little insight to my thought process behind floor plans, and you can kind of see what I did there. So the other thing as well, we included a little bit more of the landscaping in today's build, as you can see we're doing now. Again, for the same reason, this build didn't take me that long, so I normally show you a little bit more of the things that I'm doing in the build. Now that sounds weird, but what I mean by that is that, so in a build that the video is going to be really long, I might just show you a little snippet of the landscaping or something, because it's kind of a repetitive process. But since, you know, we had the time, I thought I'd kind of show you a little bit more of me doing that instead of cutting it out so much. And yeah, so I don't really think there's anything wrong with cutting out landscaping, because I do normally show you a little bit at the start, but then I kind of use the same kind of planting, the styling and everything is the same throughout the whole lot. So if I kind of only show you a little bit, I suppose it doesn't really matter that much, but you know what, we're including it today. So the diagonal garage that I did, I know it's kind of, well, I mean, it's not that interesting, but for me it was just something a little bit different, and it kind of made the floor plan a little bit awkward inside, because I wasn't really too sure what to do with that little very kind of sharp corner there, as you can see, and it kind of just made it a little bit odd, but I managed to make it work. And where the garage is actually, I convert that into the study, which was a little bit odd, but you know what, it doesn't really matter. It still has the little windows in it, but apart from that, it's a little bit dark in that room, but you know, it still works. And we're just doing a little bit of ivy there, as you can see. Well, ivy is one of those things where I can sometimes never get right. It's kind of like either you don't put enough on it, or it's either way too much. I can never sometimes get the balance, but for this build, you know, I think I found an okay balance and it looks okay. Should actually be the last video before my Get Famous videos comes out, because the embargo lifts on the 14th. I get the code on the 13th, as well as the patch on the 13th, and I just want to let you know, like, your opinion on this, because I don't know if I should do, because like the embargo lifts after the terrain tools update came out, so I could do a build with terrain tools, which means I may have a little bit less time to get Famous stuff done, but you know, I don't know if I should just wait until I do all the Get Famous, because it's only another day after that, or should I try and put in terrain tools sort of house build or something. I'm not really too sure what to do with that. Let me know if you have any suggestions about that. Which releases, I can unlock my code for Get Famous, so it's like, what, should I just jump straight into doing Get Famous stuff for the next, for when the embargo lifts, or should I just take a little bit of time out to do a terrain tools, like a house built with terrain tools? So I don't really know, because you're going to probably see terrain tools in my Get Famous builds anyway, so should I just wait until then, or should I try and get one out before then? I don't really know what to do, but let me know if you have any suggestions about that. And yeah, so let me, as well, another thing, let me know if you have any more kind of build ideas for Get Famous. I've had a lot of you sending me ideas through different videos, comments on different social medias, and also on my community tab, as I made a post a little while ago about what could I do with Get Famous. I've made a note of everybody's build ideas and video ideas, but I can't guarantee I get around to them all, because you know, I've got to do the ones I really want to do, so it's kind of more enjoyable for me, and also I have plans of what I want to kind of get done anyway, so if I'm not going to have time to get around to all of them, but you know, I have been kind of considering some of them, and I've at least made a note of all of them that you've suggested, so thank everybody who's been doing that. And yeah, so also as well, totally random, but my Instagram page recently has kind of blown up a little bit, because I actually was lucky enough to be featured on the Sims' Instagram page twice last week. Was that last week? I think it was. One of them was for my builds of the month, because I was featured on the October builds of the month, so I had a post about that, and also my Sims of Samai Shuno thing, which I see a lot of people asking questions about what Sims of Samai Shuno is, but basically it's a series on the Sims' Instagram, kind of like doing, it's really hard to explain. It's only open to game changers at the minute, and so all the posts you see on the Sims of Samai Shuno things are game changers Sims and stuff, or something of that particular sim, and then the caption of the post is kind of like a sort of like a first-person account of what their life is or whatever they're doing. So that's what I did for mine, and mine was kind of to do with sort of like Get Famous and stuff, because it was about this person called Carmen, and she was kind of, you know, wanting to be famous singer and guitarist. So that was like what my post was sort of a little bit about, and actually, so like I made that a long time ago. I thought it wasn't gonna get featured, but then I saw that and it kind of made sense, because Get Famous is coming out. But anyway, so because of that, my Instagram page has blown up, and I don't know, a bit of a big term, because I mean, compared to some other people it's not really, but for me at least, compared to where it was like last week to where I am now, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, so make sure you go ahead and follow me there, because I do post kind of separate like photos of my builds and stuff, and I also update my story all the time with, you know, new video notifications and also just in real life stuff as well. So that's also some other things you can find out about me outside of YouTube. So I don't know if you just noticed there when we're doing that bookshelf, those two colour swatches that I used for those two separate bookshelves, because you can see there's like a 2-tile one and there's a 1-tile one put together. You can see that the wood colour is slightly different, but it's actually a it's the same colour swatch. It was really annoying me because I thought, am I using the same colour swatch here, or is this actually different? But I think it was just a lighting glitch. So if you saw that, then it's just a lighting glitch. Bedrooms now, as you can see, and I actually really like this room. In the last couple of builds, I've been trying to do some other sort of colours with wall coverings and stuff on the interior. And this Parenthood one is just one of those that I haven't really used in a long time, so I've been using it quite a bit more recently. And I actually really like the two-toned effect that this one has, and also the grey colour, because I don't really tend to use grey wall coverings or anything in my build, so it was kind of just a nice little change. And you can see that I would use the red siding from outside. Interesting, but I mean, it's sort of like a little bit odd having like outdoor wood paneling behind a bed. It doesn't really make that much sense, but it kind of looks a little bit interesting in The Sims, so that's what I did there. And then here we're just working on one of the bathrooms. I believe there's only 2 bathrooms in this place, and this one is the bigger one. It is actually pretty huge, actually. But I did actually take out the footage for the other one and just showed you this one, and you can kind of see what I did there. It's pretty much the same type of bathroom I do for all my builds. I know that's kind of bad, but I just struggle so much with bathrooms to make them different, so they just always end up to be really boring. I just want to get them out the way and just forget about them, so you're kind of lucky to see some bathroom footage at least. Anyways, so this room right here, again, it's kind of a similar size to some other ones, so I can't really pinpoint what's going to be the master bedroom, but that's kind of up to you to decide. I mean, I know a lot of people in their speed build say this is going to be the master bedroom, this is for a teen, this is for kids. Well, for me, being a mansion builder, a lot of the builds that I do, I mean, not this particular one because it's not a mansion, always turn out to be really big rooms, but saying that, when I go to do smaller builds, I always end up making the rooms way too big because I'm so used to doing bigger ones, and also since I do neutral rooms, it's kind of hard to decide which room's going to be which, so I just leave that up to you to decide if you need to. And yes, so you can see purple. I always tend to do a purple room for some reason. I don't know why, I just always do, really, so I've got another one in today's build. But I really hope you enjoyed today's video. In the comments section down below, let me know about what you thought of it. If you have any more suggestions for builds or videos or anything with Get Famous you want to see, that'd be really helpful to hear. You can go ahead and download this from the gallery. My origin ID is real Thomas TV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!